Oh! Wait. I...
Voices of the Void, a game that contains layers upon layers of secrets, mysteries, and scares. How much deeper do we have to go in order to put together a picture of what's going on? We found the tumor in the cave, the reason for all the anomalous events and the entities showing up, attracted by this parasite that nested itself deep underground in Dunkeltaler. Isn't that the answer? Well, no. That's just a part of it. From the start, the player is put into a scenario without explanation and instructions. What they should do is up to them. Although he is hired and stationed in the Alpen Signal Observatorium to capture and send signals to Dr. Bao. Doing or not doing that will not affect the progression of the game. The main base is where most of the time is spent, and it is where signals from space are captured. After all, isn't that what the game is centered around? Well, yes and no. That is just one layer. Voices of the Void never explains what the end game goal is. Is it capturing all the signals? Finding a way out? Reach the end of the cave? Survive all the days? Or is it a never-ending experience of atmospheric psychological horror? Nobody really knows. Simply because so far we are still in the alpha stage, and there isn't an ending, unless Dr. Cal fails a specific event. But let's concentrate on the signal capturing part. From day one, the player is able to capture signals by using the computer system in the main base. Then upload the recorded signals and sell them to Dr. Bao for currency, which can be spent on various necessities, tools, and decorations. From food and beverage that restores hunger and stamina, to cameras, radios, machines, tables, desks, and other items that allow for a wide variety of decoration, upgrades, and equipment load. The signal capture process seems complicated at first, and often new players struggle with it. However, it is not as hard as it first seems, and eventually they get the hang of it. There are 4 systems, each serving a role for the signal capturing. First is the scanning. There are 3 dots on the screen, blue, green, and red, with a low-resolution visual of the cosmos in the background. Doing a scan, arrows will appear, showing the directions of the current active signals. Once a signal is discovered, the player must move the 3 dots and surround the signal and then initiate the capture. Lines will connect to the 3 dots and the signal is acquired. The satellites will adjust and complete capture. This is when we move to the second system, the download process. From there, once the signal starts downloading, the polarity and frequency must be adjusted. It is recommended to be around 95% and above in order to increase the download speed. Once the high percentage is reached, the waiting game is on. The small screen on the top right will start showing a visual of the source of the signal, which can be a planet, an asteroid, or an unknown object. Sometimes, though, it could be something else. When the download is complete and the signal is transferred, it's time for the third computer system to come into play. From there, a visual and text data are displayed, if it has one. Other than that, all signals have audio data, and the player can listen to it, save it on the computer if they want, and upload it to a signal drive. Usually the sound is just static, which is when we turn to the fourth system. Uploading the signal and placing it on the signal process computer allows the player to isolate the sound from the static and make a clear audible recording. At first, the signal capturing process is slow, but upon updating the system, the whole process becomes much faster. From the servers to the scanner, to the download, to the noise isolation, making the whole ordeal a breeze. The game also allows the player to save the signals they captured into the desktop computer, from where they can make a copy, take a listen again, or delete them. Now that we got that out of the way, let's look at what can go horrifyingly wrong. There are hundreds of signals. Some can be pretty uneventful. Some can be pretty interesting. There are also those that can be pretty scary. But there are also signals that make the player wish he never captured them. No one truly knows what the requirement is for each signal to be captured, but it is generally accepted that almost all of them are by random chance. There are also those that can be captured at around specific days, but players have reported being able to acquire them way earlier, making the signal capturing part of the game unpredictable. Some signals, however, are special and can trigger events or give a small context or hints to the mystery of Dunkeltailor. A very handy feature is the signal glossary, where the player can check how many signals they captured, listen to them even if not saved on the computer desktop, and even see what the file or the signal was named. Please keep in mind that the game is often updated and signals are often added or changed. But enough explaining. Let's dive in, give it a listen, and try to explain what some signals could actually be or what they are implying. We are starting with a scary one. This is a signal with a low chance to be captured. Behind the static noise, a faint voice can be heard and the text data displays the message, "Come here," with the visual of a terrifying face. Nothing is known about this signal, and whatever sent it remains unexplained. Next is a signal that also lacks explanation and context. The sound is nothing special, and there isn't any text data, but it's the visual that seems intriguing. It almost looks like a bacteria or some sort of tissue. Now this is something different. The detector indicates that the signal comes from a red planet. The text data says, "Send to Queen." Something is happening there, but the answer to that is not clear. However, another signal gives a terrifying hint. In this one, we see the same planet. The visual shows a strange image that many players suspect to be the flag of the inhabitants. What is scary is the text data that repeats the message, "Help us, it is everywhere. Everyone is dead." Something horrible is happening there, but we do not know what. Let's hope that whatever it is, it won't happen here on Earth. The first signal is named Tamerlan, while the second one is named Tamerlan Flag. Another planet signal. The visualization shows nothing special, but once again, the text data repeats the message, "Avoid this object at all costs." It seems to be a warning, and the sound includes low-toned waves with strange beeping interfering with it. What is happening out there? Space is supposed to be a quiet void, with the occasional interesting occurrences and celestial events. Maybe an interesting sounding signal here and there, mostly of the weather from planets, or a meteor hitting. But no. In Voices of the Void, the cosmos is not quiet. It's screaming. It's raging. Try to imagine a similar scenario in real life. We think space is mostly quiet, and proof of alien life is lacking. We occasionally see mysterious objects in the sky and detect interesting cosmic events, such as the Oumuamua entering our solar system, which caused some buzz among enthusiasts. The Jupiter's red spot, which is now known to be a vast storm spinning like a cyclone for more than 300 years. The Pillars of Creation, discovered in the 1920s, and Tabby's star, with its unusual light fluctuations, which raised a series of debates among scientists. And who can forget the wow signal? But what if space is way more loud, constantly bombarding our satellites with disturbing data that is kept away from the public? What if there are things out there much more destructive and dangerous than pulsars and black holes? What if we are surrounded by alien life from not-so-distant exoplanets who fell victim to forces and dangers we have no chance against? Things beyond our understanding and comprehension that our government detects and sees but keeps secret. That is one of the ideas Voices of the Void proposes. Space is not empty. Things are happening that humanity cannot even imagine, often breaking the laws of physics and are supernatural, paranormal, and interdimensional all at once. There's a famous phrase often quoted in modern cosmic horror stories: "Be quiet, or they will hear." This phrase signifies that extraterrestrial threats exist, and humanity's radio broadcasts and signals are revealing Earth's location to whatever is out there. But enough about that. Let's go back to the signals. Now, what do we have here? The audio is just static, but the source of the signal seems to be Earth. How is that possible? The visual is what stands out the most. What is seen on it appears to be someone or something in the middle of a forested area. Could it be Dunkeltailor? But what is this silhouette? The anti-breather? A Rositol? Or something else? We will keep the answer a secret for now. In the glossary, this signal is named TAN, and the chance of capturing it is so low that evidence of its existence in the 0.9.0 version of the game is questionable. Another signal from Earth can be captured, named Deer. However, unlike the previous signals we covered, this one triggers something uninvited and hostile. A deer carcass will appear close to the alpha base, and a deer zombie will spawn at night. This undead animal will roam around and will try to hunt Dr. Kell by running him over when spotted. In order to get rid of it, the player must burn the deer carcass. Interestingly, at some point, a drawing of what appears to be a deer with a skull and stars like pentagrams will show up on the outside walls of the alpha base. However, it is unknown if this references the zombie deer or Furfur. Now we have another unpredictable factor. Dr. Kell not only has to be careful when poking around the forest, be cautious when something is happening, but now he also has to be careful about the signals he captures. Not only do they serve as another scary feature, but an unexpected threat of inviting something dangerous to Dunkeltailor. The system indicates the signal is coming from a planet, yet nothing is visible on the detector. The sound is eerie, but once again it is the visual that stands out. The image of distorted faces can be seen, but once again no answer or context is provided. No event follows upon capturing this signal, but the question remains, what are we seeing here? The chance of this signal is very low, and it is named faces. It seems that whatever they are, they know they were seen. The game also includes signals from objects within our solar system, such as the 8 planets, dwarf planets like Makemake, Ceres, Eris, and others. There are also signals from asteroids and exoplanets. Every now and then, the source of a signal will be marked as unknown. But let's take a break from the horror and listen to some of the more normal and uneventful signals. This signal is named Europa, and is from one of Jupiter's moons, with the same name. The sound resembles that of an ocean, which references the suspicion that there might be water under the surface. That is something scientists suspect might be true. We also have the Rhea signal, which sounds like strong winds. Rhea is the largest moon of Saturn, and the 5th most distant. Another signal that sounds like strong winds is the Vesta signal. Vesta is a giant asteroid often referred to as a protoplanet or baby planet, and resides near the inner boundary of the main asteroid belt located between Mars and Jupiter. The game also has signals from fictional planets, like the Amazur signal, which sounds similar to various frequencies that turn into interfering noise of weak winds. Another fictional exoplanet is Aberon, and its signal is something else. Oops, we accidentally stepped back into the scary ones. This signal sounds like heavy breathing, and words can be heard. If we listen closely, it almost sounds like "help me." Another scary signal without context or explanation. The Rositals also make their presence known through the signals, as we already saw the pyramid one. But there is one signal that shows an object in the center with massive ring structures surrounding it. The visualization is just static, but the sound reveals this melancholic music. The suspicion that the signal involves the Rositals is a speculation among players, but the image does seem to give that suggestion. The music itself seems to be identical to a musical piece called Everywhere at the End of Time. Now we are about to enter into a dangerous territory. This next group of signals reference something the player encounters in the later stages of the game. The object is a triangular ship, the same one the player encounters during the Look Outside event. The audio almost sounds like the words, "Hello, we come with peace." Three more similar signals can be captured. In this next one, we can hear a conversation with the text data. We have text data and audio of what sounds like conversation. But what are they saying? Well, we will keep that a secret for now. The third signal, again from the same source, once more arrives with text data, but it's the visual that is unnerving. It shows the computer room in the main base viewed from just outside the window. Whoever these beings are, they are now here in Dunkeltaler. Are they peaceful, or should the player prepare for another unforeseen threat? Well, as we said, the answer will remain a secret for now, until the right time comes. This next signal has no text data, no visual, nothing on the detector. It only requires good hearing. Maybe listening to whatever is happening out there in the vastness of space isn't a good idea. But Dunkeltaler probably isn't the only observatory in the world that listens and captures signals from space. Do others also receive these horrifying broadcasts? Or is it just this one that somehow is able to capture what no other observatory can? Could it be that due to all the strange and anomalous happenings here, this is the only place where such a thing is possible? Like a magnet, not only for the paranormal and supernatural, but also a receiver of events happening out there. Maybe this is why the ASO built the observatory here in Dunkeltaler. Faces, warnings, threats, and other chilling results. However, the game keeps pushing the boundaries and offers even more disturbing discoveries from space. Ones that not only bring in the supernatural, but also include the paranormal, into a bizarre mix of what could be out there. One such example is the coffin signal.
That's a coffin.
No text data, no visual, but the detector shows a chained-up coffin in space. In the audio, ominous knocking can be heard as if something is trying to get out. The knocking almost turns into rhythmic banging. There is no answer to what this is, but let's just hope the coffin stays shut. The signals seem to be nothing but bad news, yet capturing them remains to be the player's task. No matter how disturbing they turn out to be, Dr. Bao still asks for more. What is ASO doing? What is their goal? Is it really just to send people to the Dunkeltaylor Observatory just to see what would happen, like Dr. D suspected? Or are they trying to lure something out? Capture a specific signal, perhaps? Or document an occurrence? No one knows for sure. Their goal remains a mystery and a debate among players. Nothing is yet officially confirmed. In a lore video uploaded to YouTube by Monique, we see a chat between two high-status ASO employees having a conversation suspected to be shortly after Dr. D's disappearance. They seem to be discussing if hiring Dr. Kell is a good idea, since it isn't expected that the young doctor will last long, to which one of them says, enough to entice them to show themselves again. Who is them? The anomalies and entities that reside or visit Dunkeltaylor attracted by the tumor's influence? Or maybe something specific? We do not know. Not yet. But let's go back to the signals. A very ominous and chilling series of signals can be captured shortly after day 30 comes. They have no text data, nothing on the visual. The sound is a very low humming noise, but the detector screen is what is unnerving. The first one shows a live view of the alpha base as seen from above. The second one is a live view of the main computer room as seen from just outside. The third one is from one of the shaft entrances. Whatever this is, it's now inside. And finally, a live view from inside one of the lockers at the corner of the computer room. And if the player tries to open it and see what's inside, the game crashes, once again keeping its secrets just out of reach. Upon loading the save, this mysterious entity will leave with a final goodbye signal. Once the final signal is captured, this mysterious trespasser will leave without a trace. Sadly, there is no answer to what this anomaly was. The list of scary signals keeps going. There is also the one where a mysterious worm-like creature is displayed on the visualization. The one that shows more alien ships that produce disturbing audio, more faces, the pyramid and life crystal we already covered, and many more. One signal gives us an answer to the strange blue phone booth that shows up in front of the base entrance. This signal has a very low chance, but once captured, the detector shows the phone booth, after which it will trigger its appearance. This seems to be a reference to the popular show Doctor Who. Recently, a well-known signal amongst veteran players has made its way out of the game and into another, where more of the story, mystery, and lore is revealed. Don't worry, we will get to that too. Let's focus on the signal for now. This is the virus signal. The detector shows what looks like a computer tower floating in space. Upon downloading it, this happens. The screens turn red, after which the power will go out and many servers will go red, requiring maintenance. The signals we covered are just a small part of the terrors that can be captured from the cosmos, and with each update, some signals are changed, some are removed, but more are added. Let's not spoil everything, and leave the rest of the signals for the players to discover and figure out for themselves. But before we end this humble catalog of signals, let's look at one last signal. The scan detects a signal. The detector acquires it. The download process begins. Something extremely bizarre shows up on the screen. The download is complete. The denoising process is finished. Time to listen to it. The visual shows a red skull. The audio plays static, but behind the static, a grasped voice is heard, saying, "What was that?" Shortly after, the computer receives an email from an unknown sender telling Dr. Kell to destroy and delete all traces of this signal. Failing to do so, a loud high-pitched noise pierces the ambience, and for a split second everything is covered in red liquid, blood or flesh. After that, the screen turns black and the message shows up. Begin. Subject: Dr. Kell. Status: terminated. Location: Earth. Status: converted. Conclusion: cancel mission, return back home, retrieve sources, follow the object. Game over. A bad ending. Dr. Kell is dead. Earth is turned into a red flesh. But who is writing the message though? And what are they trying to follow? What actually happened? Going back to the two Tamerlan signals, where we see a red planet that sends the message "Sent to Queen," and then the message "Help us, everyone is dead," with the second signal, it is highly speculated that whatever happened there is now happening here on Earth due to the player's failure to dispose of the signal. Something evil and almost demonic covered the Earth in a split of a second. Something extremely dangerous but well known to the sender of the ominous email. But this is not the end of the game. It's just a bad ending, a game over. Do not worry, the last save is fine and can be reloaded. This time, knowing the consequences of this fatal signal, the player knows what to do. Upon successfully deleting all traces of it, Earth is saved, and even an email is received from the same unknown stranger congratulating Dr. Kell for preventing Earth from becoming whatever this is. However, this doesn't mean that a good ending follows shortly. The game just keeps going. This signal is named evil. Currently, not much is known about it, but theories have been proposed by players. So what this evil entity may be, well, let's keep that a secret for now. The question remains, does ASO and Stolas know what exactly is going on in Dunkeltaler and out there in the vastness of space? Do they know the dangers of capturing these signals? Is them the Rositals? Or the Yellow Wisps? Or something else? Once the pyramid shows up and collects the wisps, it feels as a burden that just got lifted from the player. But these yellow wisps are not the only ones that appear in Dunkeltaler.